All right, guys, welcome. Don't study my dog. All right, welcome everyone to the
Thank
January
you.
post. This session is gonna be short. It's just gonna be an introduction, right? It's not gonna be that serious. So during this course, I want everybody to participate, and I want everybody to be themselves, and I want everyone to get to know each other, right? Because from this moment on, they are part of a community, and it's like you're part of a family. Meaning that everyone who did the course in September has their own separate group from the January group. They are more experienced and they are more united, right? So this group has mostly beginners. And as we go through the process of learning how to trade, eventually you'll be added to the more experienced group, right? Where you could get more help and you can network with the different traders, right? So um we're gonna begin by you introducing yourself and saying one thing about yourself, and then we move on to the next person. And after that, we'll continue, right? And by the way, sometimes I may make ask for some ridiculous requests, like what I just made the first request, but just trust my judgment and trust me, it's gonna benefit you, right? So we could start with when I say your name, just unmute your mic and say where you're from and say something about yourself. Keep it short, right? So we could start with Rich.
Cool. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Rich. I live in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I have been trading forex for about a year before I was introduced to Keisha, and since I've known him, my trading's come very far. It's very important for me to make this work because recently I had to close down one of my businesses just because the insurance and payments and stuff were very expensive, and I have a newborn son going to be coming in May, so forex is my way of the future.
Right, Rich. That was beautiful, right? So
Thank you.
next we're gonna do Najala.
Good night, everyone. My name is Najla.
Najla, I don't think
Marketing
you
for
go ahead.
huh?
Say that again. Start over.
Okay. My name is Najla. I live in Grenada. I currently do digital marketing for 2 different companies and work in the Ministry of Climate Resilience.
Okay, and Nicholas.
Hi, good night, everyone. I am Nicholas from Trinidad, but currently living in Grenada. I've been doing Forex for some time now, maybe about a year and a half. But it's been my full-time job since coming to Grenada, about the same time ago. And but recently been introduced to this strategy that Kishal is offering here, and must say it's a pretty impressive one, and it's been proven to be a good success for me so far, and I'm hoping to learn some more on it with doing these sessions.
All right, nice. Okay, next up we're gonna do Aaron.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Erin, and I'm from Grenada, living in Grenada right now. I've heard of forex trading before, but I wasn't very knowledgeable about it. And through Keisha's advertising on social media, it kind of tickled my fancy to learn more about it and see what I can do with it moving forward.
All right, and we're gonna do Leah.
Good night, everybody. My name is Leah. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm currently a student at Brooklyn College. I study nursing. I found out about the forex trading through like mutual people who've done it with Keyshell, and I'm not very knowledgeable about it. But yes.
Okay. All right. By the way, Najla and Erin, Leah is visiting Grenada and she's around y'all age, so link up.
Yeah, I'll be coming down tomorrow.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you
Yeah.
for notifying us.
Andre.
Yeah, hi, good night, everybody. My name is actually Deshaun. I just have that same as the name. Um, I was trading for maybe not forex, but trading since maybe around Form 5. But like I'm now finding success with this strategy, and I'm trying to go full time.
All right. And we're gonna do someone called iPhone. I don't know whoever is iPhone, but you next. Oh, iPhone vanished. Oh, okay. We're gonna do Shakima. Oh, Shakima Richards. Okay, I remember. God, unmute your mic. I don't know if you could speak. Yeah, just unmute your mic. It was on mute. Let me see if I could unmute it for you. All right, so I guess we're gonna move on to iPhone now. Oh, okay. Whoever's iPhone. But anyways, all right, let's get to the matter at hand, right? Everybody can hear me clearly. There is a chat box in this platform. If you want to chat, if you don't want to talk, you can just drop a message in the chat, right? Sometimes I might ask you if you can hear me clearly, if you can see clearly, and then your participation makes our job much easier, right? So I'm going to assume that everyone in here did some form. Hello? Oh, everyone in. Oh, Shakima, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, well, my name is Shakima Richards. I'm from Shantimel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you learn about trading?
On YouTube.
On YouTube. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I'm gonna assume that everyone in here did some form of research when it comes to trading because I mean you're not just gonna jump on a course without doing a little background check first, right? So plain and simple, trading is basically buying and selling currencies and stocks. You buy it at a lower price and you sell it at a higher price, or you sell it at a higher price and you buy it back at a lower price for profit, right? It doesn't matter which direction the currency is going, you can profit from it. Now, me saying this to you, um, it's not gonna give you that visual representation and that clear, vivid understanding of how we do this. But as we move along and as you look at the chart, it's gonna become much clearer, right? So what you're gonna be learning over the next few weeks, right? You're gonna learn how to access the forex market, right? A lot of people, especially in the Caribbean, they don't know that they have access to the forex and stock market, which a lot of people in New York and a lot of people in London been using to build their wealth for the last few years, actually, right? The forex and the stock market probably created the most millionaires in the world over the last few years, right? And we in the Caribbean, we have access to that, but people mindset, they don't trust it, they think it's gambling. So congratulations for thinking independently, right? So you're gonna learn how to access the forex market, and you're gonna learn how to trade the forex market, right? You can access it, and then you can trade it. That means you can place trades for a profit or for a loss, right? And after you learn how to trade the forex market, and when I say trade it, like you could trade the forex market without any money, right? There are practice accounts that act exactly like real money. So if you're scared to lose money, like Najla, you just use a practice account for the rest of your life, or you use a practice account until you build your confidence, right? You build your confidence, you realize, okay, you can flip this amount, or you can win, let's say 9 out of 10 trades, 5 out of 10 trades, right? Once you build that confidence on a practice account, then you could decide to put your money on the line and repeat what you've been doing on your practice account, right? So then you'll learn how to profit from the forex market, because that's the main goal, to profit from the forex market, right? And to profit from the forex market, it is simple, but it is not easy, right? This market is a very emotional market. This market is gonna test you, and it's gonna bring out the worst from you, right? It's literally going to make you a better person, right? You're gonna see yourself for who you really are, right? And the newcomers here might not understand what I'm saying, but the guys who been in this game, they know that this market could test you emotionally. It could test the good and the bad. It could test your fear, greed. It could test your happiness, right? Could anybody who's experienced attest to that? Rich or Nicholas?
Yes, definitely, many times.
All right. This market would literally make you go ahead, Nicholas.
Yeah, definitely, it's going to teach you patience and play with your emotions. It's to me, 80% of it is mindset, how you um, react to trades, and it's just keeping your head on all the time.
Exactly. Like, to profit in this market, you have to grow as a person, right? Not just as a trader. It's not just placing trades. To profit and to be successful, you have to grow as a person, right? Meaning you have to become a better person. You have to get to know yourself better, because the market is gonna show that, right? If you're having a bad day, don't trade, right? But anyways, thanks for joining us, Doug. Can you introduce yourself and say where you're from? Say something about yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey there, I'm Doug. I live in Miami, Florida. I'm actually, I have a background in finance. I worked at a bank. I studied in school finance. So I definitely know stuff, but not necessarily how to trade. So I'm here to learn how to trade.
All right, Doug. Thanks for joining us, right, Doug? So yeah. So back to what I was saying, right? The tools you're gonna need to trade are you're gonna need, well, optional, a laptop. You're definitely gonna need your phone. You're gonna need a bank account with online banking, debit card, right? And you're gonna need some patience, right? Um, you participating in this course has cut down your learning curve from years to a couple of weeks, right? It took me years to learn what I learned, but I could teach you what I learned in a couple of weeks, right? Because I learned the hard way. So it is gonna take about a month to learn or get all the material you need. Well, not necessarily all, but all the material you need to trade profitably, right? There's trading profitably, and then there's trading like a professional. What I'm teaching you is enough that you can trade profitably and make money, right? And then after, if you decide to stick around, we will go into the advanced stuff so that you could be basically the best trader that you could be, right? So it's gonna take 1 month to learn the material, and then about 3 months implementing it, meaning you're learning the material right now, but after you learn it, we have to practice it over a duration of time. You have to test to see if what you learned works, right? So after the 1 month, we're gonna practice for 3 months, right? And the thing about trading, you gotta take your time with it. You know, you take your time with it, you don't rush with it, and think about it as a new skill you're learning, or you're going to college or something. But trading is not a part of your life, and it will be a part of your life for the rest of your life, right? Because if you were to give up on trading and you see all your friends and everyone inside here make it successfully, you're gonna feel bad, you know. And I've seen a lot of people make it in trading, so I can attest to you. Don't give up, right? Because it's like, take me for example. I was not the smartest kid in school, right? I hated school. I didn't try to get the best grades. But when it comes to trading and I see the results, it's not about how smart you are, it's about your drive, you know. You have all the material, it's easy. It's a set of rules to follow. You just need to implement yourself, be passionate, and most importantly, consistent. Right? So after we during the course, slowly but surely, you'll be implemented into the group with the more experienced students, right? They can definitely handle any question you throw at them and help you out, right? So to be successful at trading at this course, you're gonna need to practice what you learned. So whatever lesson you learned, don't just take it, practice it, right? When we finish the next day, you go back on the chart and you try to see if what you were taught makes sense or if it works, right? You study, and don't just wait for me to give you the material. Don't just wait for me to teach you. Try to do your own research, right? You might come across something new that you could provide value to your colleagues, right? So try your best to do your own research when it comes to trading. But I will provide you with everything you need, but you never know. You might come across something amazing and we might need to know what it is, you know? So when it comes to trading and trading profitably, it is very simple. Like I said, it's simple, but it's not easy. It's just a strategy with a set of rules, discipline, and a plan, right? Anyone can do it. However, you would see the word strategy, you would see the word set of rules, and you would see the word plan, right? And I bet you when you start trading, you're not going to do it. I'm going to say, Aaron, do not do this when you're trading, and you're still going to do it, right? For example, when you're trading, we usually say we're going to risk 5% per trade, right? Meaning you place a trade. If you have $100 in your account, you risk 5%, you place a trade, you're risking $5, right? If you win that trade, you're gonna come out with $15, $20, $25, right? And now the rule might say risk $5. But you, Aaron, you might say, nah, $5 for $15. $15 is not enough profit for this trade. This trade can make so much more money. So instead of me trying to win $15, I'll try to win 30. And in order for you to win 30 now, you have to risk $10 instead, right? And that's going against the rules, but you're gonna do it anyway. And I'm expecting each and every one of y'all to do it so that you can learn not to do it. I'm gonna tell you not to do it, but you're still gonna do it. And then you're gonna learn not to do it, right? But hopefully you learn you don't lose money when you learn that lesson. You learn that lesson on a practice account, which is most likely not gonna happen. But anyways, right? The platforms we're gonna be using are gonna be YouTube. This is where you have access to the recordings of all the lessons you're taught, right? You have access to it for the rest of your life. And you can always go back, you can always redo the course on your own timing, right? And then there's Trade View. Trade View is the little chart you see in the background, right? The Trade View allows us to be able to view any currency, gold, oil, anything in the world that has a value. You could view it on Trade View, and you could analyze the price and the historic data of it, right? And then we're going to be using MetaTrader 4, right? MetaTrader 4 is the app that we use to trade, right? We use that app to place trades on our phones and on our computers. Basically, you sign up to a broker on our website, and when you deposit your money, you give the broker your money with your debit card, and then you can use that broker to make a trading account with MetaTrader 4, right? And that broker is going to give you a username and a password, and you just sign in to the app, and you'll be able to use the money you sent in to trade to profit, right? And then we have we have MyFXBook. MyFXBook is a platform that analyzes your progress in trading. It's going to tell you how much trades you lost, how many trades you win, what pairs you're losing the most at, if you're winning long trades or short trades. Long means buy, short means sell. It's just a good platform to see your progress, right? And for those of you in the US, you could use Coinbase. Coinbase is basically a platform where you're able to buy cryptocurrency, right, to deposit and withdraw into your trading account, right? So with cryptocurrency, you could deposit and withdraw money within a few hours or one day, right? With the banking system, you could do it. It usually takes like 3 or a few days to send the money back and forth, right? So those of you who have access to cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, you're at an advantage, right? So I'm just gonna give you a little background, right, of when I learned how to trade and where, right? So one day I was in college in Florida studying architecture, right? And I had this friend in Jamaica, right? My ex-girlfriend's brother. And he started making a lot of money, and he was posting charts and everything. So obviously, a young kid like me trying to make some money too, I'm doing like research on how to make money online, how to play poker, all that shit. And then he introduced me to trading. He showed me the basics, and then I started doing my own research, make my own trading accounts, putting in money, losing it, the whole cycle of learning how to trade. You're taking online courses, you're paying for courses, you're getting scammed, and then you're paying for courses that actually teaches you something, right? And that was like, I was on that journey of YouTube research, internet research, paying all sorts of people. I pay all sorts of people to teach me how to trade, right? And then I came across this guy. Like, I was in a lot of group chats because I have to gather as much information as I can, So I was in this group chat, and it had this guy called Zuhir. He was some Arabic guy in Germany, and all his trades was like on point. Like, he was winning 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. And that was the first time I've ever seen something like that, right? So then he basically showed us his strategy. And that was the first time I saw a strategy that actually works so excellent, But then he just vanished, never returned. He just vanished off the internet one day, right? So I'm glad that I was able to learn that from him before he vanished. basically he felt like people wasn't paying him, you know, to learn, or he wasn't like, I don't know, you just get tired of dealing with people, you know. So while I learned from him, I went ahead and did more research and found somebody better at it and paid them monthly to learn, right? And then took in-person courses or whatever. But at the end of the day, I gathered all the information we need, and I gathered the strategy we need to be profitable, right? So instead of someone else going through this whole drama, I'll just be like, okay, walk in the straight line. This is what you need, and we just go ahead and we practice together and we get this done, right? So when you through this journey, you have to stay consistent and motivated. I'll try my best to keep you motivated, right? But you had to take it upon yourself to try to be as consistent as possible, meaning you participate, you learn, you practice every week. Never let a week pass, right? For me, because I'm in the market every day, I don't even have to look at the market to know what prices, what currency, or what form or pattern is in the market right now, because I'm in the market every day, you know, and probably just doing my own research. I don't trade every day, but I look at at the market every day, right? To you, it might just be a few squiggly lines for now, but you'll see how over time it would all make sense. And it's like another language which you're going to learn, right? So, does anyone have any questions? Don't be shy. I dare you to ask a question.
Um, does this require like using like math and stuff, or like, you know, any like common knowledge like that?
Okay, so trading just requires the most basic maths, the most basic. Addition, subtraction, and division. That's it. You just need to, when the only part that involves maths is when you try to figure out how much you want to risk per trade, right? So basically, you might have a trade setup, you find that you have to risk 20 pips, right? I don't know if you know it's pips, but it's like 20 points. And no, you have to calculate how much you want that 20 points to worth. Because you could enter a trade for any amount. You can make a pip worth $1, you can make a pip worth $10, or you can make it worth 10 cents. You know? So it's like basic maths. You don't even need a calculator.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Just by researching or like just reading about trade and whatnot, it seems as though like do we have to be, you know, on par with global news to see how well a certain market is doing? For example, like if something happens in the US, or let's say something happens in the UK, like do we have to like know about these things in order to be able to like predict how well a certain market is doing?
Um, Not necessarily, but it would be beneficial, right? There's fundamental trading and there's technical trading. Fundamental trading, you just trade the news, you trade what's going on in the world, right? Technical trading, technical analysis, we look at the market itself. Like we don't even have to know what's going on, right? We look at the look at the formations, we look at the patterns. We could look at this market right here, and we could tell where the money is at, right? And we just make our decisions based off of that. So, for example, this highlighted purple box right here, based on our strategy, we know that the banks bought euro dollar at this price, right? They spent a lot of money at this price, and the value went up, right? And we also know that when the market gets back at that price, it's going to go up again because the bank has more money there waiting to buy it again at that price. So we place this trade solely off of the chart and nothing to do with what's going on in the world, right?
Okay.
They have a saying in forex. They say the market moves first and the news comes out after. You know, so I mean that's our style. It would be nice. It would. We don't. My style. We don't really pay attention to the news much unless it's very important. Okay, Andrew asked how many times a week we will have classes. Okay, how much times a week would y'all like to have classes? Somebody tell me.
1 or 2.
1 or 2? Nah, man, you man.
I could
I
go
would
4 or 5, or every
I
day.
would say around 3 per week.
3 per week. Okay, all right. So I think we could do. Let's see. Y'all want to do classes on Sunday, or is that a day off?
What time on Sunday?
8, 9. I don't know. No. 7. Sorry, no, just 30 minutes.
7 p.m.
Oh. Okay, let's say Monday, Tuesday. Okay, you know what? I'll just put a poll in the group. We'll figure it out, right? But I'd say 4 minimum, 4 or 5. But some classes may go longer than others, and then we could always have like catch up or revision on whenever we're free. Because sometimes I just have pop-up classes, as in we just do a quick revision of the last session, So if y'all have any more questions, drop them. If you don't, we'll stop right here and then we'll continue on Friday. Actually, we'll continue on we'll either Friday or Monday. But another thing, like there's no rush, right? There's no. Sometimes this class could go for more than a month, right? There's no rush. Basically, you're gonna learn until you learn everything. Okay.
Sure,
And
yeah.
yeah, actually, the time's almost
Yeah.
up, so we'll cut it off here, right?
Hello?
Because the platform I have to pay for them to give us unlimited time, and I didn't pay yet, right? So for the next session, we'll have unlimited time, okay? So we'll cut off here. If y'all enjoyed it, just leave something in the group chat on Telegram, right? And yeah, we can have some weekly reviews on Sunday. So everybody have a good night, yeah?
Okay,
Okay,
you
good
too.
night.
Take care.
Good night, everyone.